Good morning, good morning, good morning, CEOs. It's your man, CEO 369, Chauncey, coming to you with another segment. Today is Thursday, March 27, 2025, closing out the month of March on a high note, but y'all, today I have a medical appointment with the VA. Yes, I am a veteran, served my country, enjoyed it dearly, but it was wild. I don't have to pop up, do my usual 5 a.m. club, uh, 2020 formula, but I heard a ping on my phone, and it was about 4:30, um, and I saw two messages. One was from a really good and dear friend. He was my mentor when I decided to come back in to serve in the federal government. He initially was my administrative officer, and he may just want to catch up, and but he didn't give details of in his text. He just I live in here on the East Coast. He lives on the West Coast. I started back in the government in Seattle, Washington, and so yeah, it's going to be interesting to talk with him to catch up. And then I did have a passing of a really good close friend, like family to me. So I'll tap in. They're also on the West Coast in the state of Washington and reach out to my cousin, that person's daughter, express condolences. But today, simply put, things in life happen. A lot of things that are going on in the world. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about this segment with everything that's going on. You know, want to ask you a question. What do you hold dear, to you as a person? Again, I've looked at things in my life and laid this framework as a CEO, becoming a consultant, and always having my three pillars of a foundation, which I have started to pattern my life around. It's always been a part of my life. Even since I was a young child, I was a thought about, honor, not bringing any shame to both my name and my family's name, um, to love. We were very close knit family, even though there's been some turbulence throughout the years. But my mom, having four children, single parent, she instilled in us at a very early age about the importance of, you know, being close to one another. We always hugged, we always gave each other love, told each other that. Now, as adults, things change, things happen, and you have to, protect your boundary. That be it family, be it friends. You know, if you have enemies, I don't think I do, but some people do. So it's important to just be mindful of those things. Uh, the question is handling unexpected news with strength and purpose. That is what we're going to, do a little deep dive in. I don't want to get too deep on you because, like I say again, until I am able to make the calls and reach out to those that sent me text messages last night, that's just where I hold it. I also hold things in high regard. And then the last part I think I didn't cover is respect. That's, man, it carried me through a lot from a young child, teenage years, going into the military, currently where I'm at in my life with being married, my personal life, what I like to have in our home, as well as when I go out into the world. I figure, when you're brought into this world, you have nothing, but your birthday suit. So when I leave this world, I don't want to have things and trinkets and, have people arguing over unnecessary stuff. Is That's immaterial in my humble opinion. Yeah, we do still have to have the resources necessary to live, but and we should have great abundance, in my opinion. It shouldn't be live in struggle like paycheck to paycheck or how I'm going to find it. It hurts my heart when I just see homeless people, especially veterans, because of all the services that are available to us. We just have to move in that fashion, but it will manifest itself, especially with the things that we do once we take a time, a moment, to look at our lives, you know, making sure that we're centered in the things that we do, personally and professionally, you know, from almost, different things that are going on, whether it's your family, your work, your mental, material success, or a deeper sense of purpose that you have going on in your life. You know, how you handle unexpected news that you don't have all the details in, your mind just races. Your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, it just races. The psychology of things that are going on in your head, your emotions, your heart set, how you get that in tuned, as quickly as possible. Then your health set, because you can get some news and it can affect your health. That is something also that you want to have rooted. And then your soul set, what your spirit, how it can actually literally come along and give you that cloak of protection, depending on what the news is. And the fascinating part about our journey for those that are content creators here on YouTube, it allows you to express it. Some people come on and they're happy, cheerful, and then something can come in their lives, and next thing you know, they're on there in tears, but they're looking for support. The work that I have, one of my employees, she's going through peer support because oh, the part of the government I work for is really, it can be a lot of stressful things. And so we like to have what is known as peer support available for our employees. Also, Employee Assistant Program, EAP. I think that's just like peer support. That's in all government agencies so that you can, get that support from professionals, counselors, behavioral health, things of that nature, just to help in areas that you might need it, whether it's finances, whether it's, behavioral health, or any other areas to help you to grow. I think I showed you guys being a part of executive management within my organization. They have started doing studies for non law enforcement personnel like myself as an administrative officer to help us to guide, give attention to, and to help other people along. Some of the main things that I looked at when I did this, before I go further, do me a solid if once you do see this video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a like, sharing a comment if it resonates with you, if the things that, today being Thursday, something may be going on with you. If you just want to drop a comment, I'd love to interact with you, talk to you about things. Also, it's a sense of encouragement to me. And, if you believe someone else could benefit from this, please share. Understanding your core values. Now, that is a pivotal thing. You know, it's oftentimes, sometimes when I get up in the morning, I'm meditating. I talk about the importance of knowing what truly matters to me. I lay it to bear, so to speak. Um, I was reading the book that I told you guys I've been reading is with regards to Hannibal the Conqueror. And he has 99 truths. And one of the truths says that our skin, if it's cut 1,000 times, eventually heals. But here's the piece that just blew me away. He says, once your if your honor is wounded but once, it never heals. And I had to think on that one. I had to think on that one. I asked you to go ahead and think about it too. Pause or move it back a little bit and listen to it again. Once your honor is wounded, man, it does take some time for you to repair and get it, healed properly, because it can be a devastating blow, to some people and some folks. Without the proper help or the proper mentoring or guidance, it can lead to some other things. So I encourage self-reflection. That's part of my 2020 formula by my mentor, Robin Sharma, in the 5 a.m. club. Last night, a real quick sidebar, my wife straight up told me the 5 a.m. club is not for her. So I get a client, then I lose a client. So, but that was funny. Uh, the first is working out. That's the first 20 minutes. But the second one is the period of reflection. And that could be self reflection. When you meditate, you think on things. If everything was stripped away, what would still give you your life meaning? That's a good question. I just, and that's what I thought about this morning. If everything was taken away, back in the birthday suit again, but as a grown ass man or woman, if those things were stripped away, which you hold near and dear at this point, what would you do? I mean, I'm seeing some crazy, devastating news that's out there with men and women whose lives are turned totally upside down. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I ain't even getting into the depths of it. But think about that. If your life, the things that you hold near and dear, just no longer there, that's something, really, really, really important. You have to look at it. When I was in the military and, from a previous marriage, I remember the movie Man on Fire came out with Denzel Washington. And he was a paramilitary, had some serious backgrounds, and he took that gig down in, I want to say, South America somewhere, in Mexico, whatever. But what it was, he got attached to this little girl, and she used to call him, begin with a Q, Kesey Bear, or whatever is like his last name. But something transpired, and what happened in that movie, it literally happened to me from the standpoint of going through a divorce. And I watched that movie and it impacted me so much. I literally gave my ex-in-laws an ultimatum because I wanted to have that custody of my daughter, who's very young, and me being having been deployed to, you know, uh, Panama, and then there's a storm, going through that conflict before I got out. It was just it struck me. It basically said, uh, I will do any and everything to have my daughter, who now is 35, and we have a great relationship. I have a beautiful grandson by her. But just seeing her, and that was what was important. That was my core value at that time. So this is just a personal example. For me, I want to know from you, what is a core value to you that if it came to it, life or death situation, you will handle your business or go down trying. And that's one thing about me, family and friends, people that entrust me with things, I will, as they say with Secret Service, I'll take that bullet. I tell my wife every day, there's no greater love than being able to give your life for another person that you hold dear. So I don't want to get too emotional on this, but the topic hit me like a ton of bricks as I was starting my day out. So, again, hit me with a comment if you like this. Hit that like button. Just show me that. It may be this is something that's resonating with you, or of someone that had a similar situation. Now, how we can handle and deal with some of this. And this is what I enjoy about being a consultant because I get into a lot of the psychology of things when it comes to what we do as people and that relationship that we build. You know, the power of mental and emotional preparedness that sometimes can help you when you get, you know, a message from someone, you get a phone call from someone just saying, "Hey, give me a call back. I it's something going on." You know, when unexpected news hits, whether it's good or bad, how we respond determines our growth. You know, and some people respond with a cool head. Some respond with some major emotions. You know, I've had family members who've transitioned. One to say I'm cool as a cucumber, but I know how to process things to help me compartmentalize so that I can deal with the situation, and then when I need a moment that allows me to take some time and deal with Chauncey. That's that critical nature. You know, some strategies for staying mentally prepared is another thing. You know, practicing mindfulness and gratitude is a critical piece. Staying emotionally resilient. You know, it's kind of like that when the storm of a wind is causing that tree to bend, but it just look like it's gonna topple over, but it's resilient enough that it springs back. Are you like that? You know, when you get some news, does when it shakes you to your core? Do you crumble? Or do you pause? You take it in, and you may see around others and many of people that you want to excuse yourself, or you deal with the situation, then you excuse yourself so you can really process it. And then finally, like I said earlier, having a support system in place, that is most important. For me, I just immediately fall to my wife. She's a psychologist. She's a great, just caring woman. She's my friend. I lean on her. She leans on me. We make the best of it. But I also have male friends, as I have an older mentor, my wife's father, the person that sent me the text message last night, dear friend, another younger brother my age, a few years younger than me, but me and him have known each other for over 20 years. Same with others, veteran friends, things of that nature. Then younger people like my son, like my daughter-in-laws, things of that nature. Iron sharpening iron. Same with that's like Big Jake, storyteller. He's about that iron sharpening iron. That's the thing about the YouTube community. I feel I can come and share with you guys and talk to you guys about these type of things. And I feel that it's of great importance to me because if you have something going in your life, I hope that you be willing to share it with me or your community, along those lines. Because I think we do grow, even though this is a virtual world that we're doing, but we tap in. And a lot of times, even now, like when you go to doctor's appointments or visits, whether it's you're a consultant for finances or any other thing. Sometimes you have video conferencing. You may not be able to get to that appointment, but you can take a video conference and set up something at a later date. You know what I'm saying? So these are the type of support systems that are out there that are readily available. If something like that for you has happened, drop it in a comment. Tell me what was it that you did. Cup of Morning Joe. Ain't nothing like it. It helps the kickstart, and it has certain properties in it that's good for you. So, do whatever it is that helps you to stay, grounded and both mentally and emotionally prepared. You know, how one person or another person responds to unexpected news. You know, sometimes, and I said it earlier for myself, these are some of the step by step approaches that you can take. You know, the first thing is to pause, to gather yourself, make sure you're grounded before you react, and then breathe. Again, I tell you guys each day and throughout my day that I go out into this world, or even if I'm in my home, I will pause. I will take that time to breathe. I use that Navy SEAL breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds. Some say four. Hold it for four. I hold it for eight. And then you exhale for four. And you're basically making a square. uh, Process the information. That's another thing. You know, you want to process what it is, and you just don't want to jump to conclusion. In law enforcement, what I've been in the military, as well as when before I joined the military, I've always been taught to gather the facts, the information that I'll need, so I'm not jumping to conclusions. And in the 5 a.m. club, Robin Sharma talks about going from superficial to granularity, getting it down to the very small, minute detail. It helps you to have proper focus when you're dealing with a situation about any type of news, again, good or bad. And then lean on your values. If you have values, it helps you. When it comes to me, honor, love, and respect, those type of things, let what you hold dear guide your response, because it can be a very bad situation, but you can still handle it based on your values that you have. And then finally, number four, take purposeful action. Focus on what you can do. You know, sometimes even if it is to remain away from the situation, you know, that probably could be a good thing until you can have a cool head to come into it, to give suggestions, sound advice, or even just help. Your time sometimes is utmost. It could be monetary that could be helpful in whatever the situation may be. But some people want sometimes just to have really cool, calm, collected people around them, because they got a whole bunch of other drama by somebody else. So just know where you're at, you know. So, you know, CEOs, my challenge today is to take a moment and ask yourself, what do you hold dear? You know, I said it earlier and I said it a couple of times. You know, drop a comment uh, on what keeps you motivated. You know, that's your spark, but where it allows you to have that flame that's necessary in each of our lives to get us through it. You know, share with someone who may need to hear what it is that I just said. And then, as always, I ain't too proud to beg, as TLC like to say. Please like, please subscribe. You know, as I tell you guys, my three pillars, I honor myself first and foremost before I can honor anybody else. You know, I love myself, and then I can give that love back to others. And then finally, I respect CEO 369, because I want to be able to respect you. And as my mentor Robin Sharma would say, when you own your morning, guess what? You will elevate your life. Peace and blessings to all of you guys. If this again resonates with you, please give me a like, please subscribe, and also please share this abroad. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day. Bye now.